place to start is with the Ainu today, huh?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Take it away, Mari.
I'm not specialized on cotton and silk and weave structure, but just joined the PTA's collection today.
Yeah.
This is for the Zoomers out there.
Turn it around. Wow.
Can this pass around, Mari, is it okay to pass this around?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
This, this is a bad habit that I am originally interested in how bast fiber, turns into thread from plant state. So I just wanted to work, but then, okay, when you use it, how
Stand
it,
over here a little more.
okay.
See the thing?
how it becomes, how it changes after you use it. So that's why I started buying bad habit, use and
Lots of bad habits.
I think we all share that habit.
yeah, vintage and antique. So that this is one of those, and actually used, not created for tourists, touristic reason. It is used to be, worn.
And has some lovely patches on it.
I love that.
Yeah. So that's is made with elm tree bark. I mean cambium layers, and then this one that came from my item, but this is PTA's.
This came from Barbara Woodward's estate. Some of you may know Barbara. It's a sword holder. And we're gonna start that. one.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
Also
also
elm bark.
Elm bark.
Elm. Okay, where do you want to go next?
Sachiko.
Okay. Do the little best.
Yeah, this is nice.
This is another item that came from Barbara Woodward's estate. It's a farmer's vest. And it's in sashiko, and now Mari's gonna explain to you about sashiko.
I don't know if I. Okay, so this is sashiko is very popular. Any stitching. This came from my place. The same pattern, geometric pattern, and also this unique colors, indigo colors. It's many thin layers of cotton stitched together so that it stays longer and also warmer.
Yeah. So
And
you're making a stronger fabric
yeah,
and warmer
Yeah.
fabric. Yes.
and this is the design, fashion aspect stitching work. And scrap, this is a sample to tell you that some scrap fabric can make good garment.
Well, let's see, this one, why don't you take those next?
Oh, okay. Oh, this is we say pattern of hemp leaves. It represent health and prosperity, safety, and then so many kids kimono printed in this pattern.
Also sashiko.
Sashiko,
Yes.
yeah, those two.
Mari, was this made out of paper?
No, this is elm bark.
This is the elm.
Yeah.
Wood also. Yes, okay.
Here, Mari.
And I am sad not to be able to show you different type of sashiko. This is not only sashiko. There is kogin sashi in Aomori prefecture or around that area. This is on cotton, but Koginsashi is mainly on hemp. And if you Google, I don't have, unfortunately, good sample, but really nice kind of stitching all over on the upper side of the vest. And then it's usually mother make that for a daughter when she marries, to carry to new life.
Fabric is this, did you say?
This is cotton, I think
right?
all cotton.
Oh,
Quilted and stitched and patched.
Okay,
Where do you want to go next?
next one. This one.
okay.
This came from Nancy, and then we recently discovered that
Where's the hole?
this here discovered it just many metallic part is made with paper
Backing.
Huh.
paper yarn. And it's not the only, this is very, what we call nishiki, which is brocade, some kind of brocade weaving comes from China. So pattern, this is Chinese pattern. And here, this is a precious PTA's collection.
So these are like threads of paper? What is the?
Yeah, with the metallic glued to them.
Oh. Yeah. No, that's good.
This is all either draw loom or jacquard loom woven. You can see the stripes of color on the back side. This one was told to me when it was given to me was made during the American occupation of Japan. And Mari thought it was made maybe by the Kawashima company.
Yeah, in Kyoto, Kawashima Textile is very well known to make this brocade, very huge project like theater drop curtain kind of.
Oh,
Yeah. And then I visited the museum and they have huge setting. And so this represent, not Kyoto high-end, not really my field. but I know the paper yarn, which is, inserted in silk fabric. And this came from my grandmother's kimono box leftover. And this, you can see more. This is also really thin paper with urushi lacquer. It is explained that way. I don't know if it is true, but definitely it's not thread. It is some kind of paper material. So
yeah.
The coat or kimono with the paper on the inside there. Wow.
Yeah.
It has a ribbon in a side seam up here somewhere with 2 strands and doesn't have a mate over here. How is that used when you're wearing it? What is that for?
oh, this coat,
Yeah.
this is made out of the fabric, kimono type of fabric, but for fashion reason. So
Talking about these.
yeah, I think that is just without putting any button and button or buttonholes.
Yeah, in front of the camera,
Ye-
so people
oh,
know what
okay,
you're talking about.
I think this goes like this. Ooh, small. And then here is a
Oh,
loop, and then it goes like
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
and then
Very clever.
keep
Okay.
the surface really clean.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really nice on you, Mari.
Certainly warm.
Definitely.
We have a picture for her mom.
Good, good.
So your mom wore
Did you get
this?
to see that,
Or-
you guys?
I never saw her in it, but she may well have.
So that, and sometimes you see with this scope, I have, okay. There is. This is just ordinary silk kimono, but you see some shiny parts, shiny shot. And if you take a look with this type of scope, it's actually metal. So it's fun, you know.
And there are a couple of linen testers kicking around, these little guys. If you put on
Yeah,
top,
later if
and then
you're
lean right over, you
interested.
can see the weave structure.
Yeah. Okay, so
Whatever you want next, Mari.
next, okay. Next one, maybe we change the subject.
Really high magnification.
Sakiori. It's a farmer's taste.
Oh, two of them.
I like sakiori. It's a,
Me too.
yeah. It's really everyday life, actually. This.
So this is the Japanese equivalent of rag weaving.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Left old kimono.
Woven silk. Yeah, easy kimono. I have to go with history book.
Yeah.
I have working clothes book in Japanese. It different region has this war, this style. With what is the occasion. So, but I'm not a historian or folklore specialist, and this is half size obi. Very everyday life use. And so
They use like old kimonos and old other pieces of fabric to get that ready.
Yeah, yes.
one time I visited Kei Sekimachi, and she showed me some her families came from her families, but using really short silk thread and knotted, like I don't know, 8-inch apart, but not lots not. And it makes really nice look. It's like it's a recycling, but also it's a fashion, new look of fashion.
Yeah. So.
Can you see with the linen tester? Yeah. Good. Are things getting to you guys in the back row? You'll just be forceful if you need to be.
Oh,
So,
so
Mari,
this
the sakiori, it's spun. The rags are spun. They're
I
not-
think there is no rule
Because in these, it seems that it's spun.
span, especially in the head, how to say head? No, selvage.
Yes.
People tend to give some twist.
Yeah.
And or it looks like maybe
It's spun.
what is that spinning wheel, Japanese spinning
Yes,
wheel.
right.
And this I don't know, PTAs.
Don't know either.
What is this? Fabric. Okay, this kind of, it's, I don't know if I can make this explanation right, but it looks, obviously two categories. These came from farming, Okay, you say kimono, but kimono is everything.
Yeah.
It's like for you, what is that? Spats, I don't know what the leggings, or the dress, or whatever you name it, that's clothing. That's for us kimono. So if you take a look, all these mainly silk, and it's special. Silk is for special, except silk producing region. Some region you go, it's this is random weaving, but some part you have silk thread, because that is the region which produce more silk fabric. So that's how it plays. It's not like categoric, and Kyoto is special, yes, but I consider those are really nice, what is that? Sakiori, because it's life. It tells you life and in everyday use. And this is little bit upper, how to say, occasion. It's more refined occasion, but also everyday life use, obi. It is with cotton and paper weft.
And that's one of, that is.
Yeah,
that
this
really
is
are
one
like
obi length.
And it's normally folded in half.
And the paper holds up for use?
Yeah, and the weaving with paper, the positive aspect is lightweight, and we like it. Maybe when you get wet, when it's wet and dry faster, or something like that. And in Japan, it is much more humid. So you feel like, oh, it's heavy, some occasion. Okay, so, and then, do we go
To the ikat, maybe,
ikat?
or the shibori?
Shibori, yes, shibori. Okay. Oh, this is too. This is very nice. Shibori piece with silk. I think this is man's obi, which has the theme of, we say Choju Giga, frog and rabbit fighting. Do you know that?
No.
This is very traditional image. I mean, drawings. Frogs and rabbit bunnies are same size, and then they're playing or fighting, very traditional. And this is two colors. Also obi. For yukata. Often this is for yukata. Yukata is a cotton kimono, and mainly one layer for summer. Yukata, we don't have yukata.
So when you
Yeah.
when they wear this as an obi, these are set up somehow so that they hang down and show as a picture.
I would say it's not really showing. It's more like, it's cooler to hide. Actually,
Being subtle.
yes, yeah. And then only knowledge people can tell, oh, this is something, Yeah, so often good kimono has, inside heavy decoration or drawing is like a why inside, but it is just, make the kimono value up, up. This is that, and this is also shibori, came from my grandmother's council.
About that one.
Okay. And then this one, PTA's collection I discovered yesterday, looks like shibori.
So it's printed.
Yes. You see inside, there is no shibori mark. Yeah. And so the same, it's not same technique, but similar,
So that one is
sewing,
stitch, isn't it?
stitching, yeah, stitching.
Stitch dye as opposed to tie dye.
And stitch dye,
I think this has to go around with this one.
okay. I have some sample over there in stitch dye. Somebody. So other people's collection comes in later, or we combine?
Combine, is there something you want?
I've got some that are relevant to what you
Yeah.
said,
Now. Adrian, pick it up and come around over here. You go around and I'll pick it up.
So, Mari, what did you call the rag? Sakiori. So this is
Yeah,
Sakiori.
designed Sakiori.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
This was really great because nobody knew what it was. And
But this is definitely designed for Obi because
yeah,
this
part has no.
no pattern.
Yeah.
And you just need some decoration only here or this part. So this is intentionally woven, but beautiful. What is the?
It's interesting because it almost feels like a pile, like they might have brushed it.
So what's the fiber, Adrian?
Well, I think it's some kind of sheared silk in this part,
Mhm.
and then the rest is silk, but
Really like.
you should feel this. It feels like velvet.
Yeah. Well, it's the,
Yeah,
because if it's-
beautiful.
If it's red.
Lolli, what did you say about this? This was stitched?
Printed shibori.
Printed. It looks like Sabori, but.
Can I pass?
Yeah. And then I tend to like the traditional brought into modern relevance. So these are pretty old. And that one, I think, well, this is obviously indigo and you can feel the ties on the
Oh my
surface,
God.
but I think that's natural dye.
Wow, yeah, it looks
And then this one is indigo.
lovely. And this is it's good.
And that we're not there yet. This one's traditional stitch dyed from the Shibori Museum in Kyoto. It has these little details in the center of the flowers, and then it has a lot of reserved area, which was probably pulled up out and reserved outside the dye vat, which is kind of complicated. And this is a Nuno shibori. It's polyester and it's a little shopping bag.
Oh.
That's incredible.
But it shows you how the little poke-ups to make these the arimatsu and the natural dye in that one.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have photographs of at the Shibori Museum during the pandemic. the owner of the museum wanted to keep his people working because there are so few people with those skills. And so he hired them through the whole pandemic to do this enormous recreation of Hiroshiga's. It had this boat and Mount Fuji and on, panel after panel of this little tiny dyes and all natural dyes. And that was how he kept his people. Oh, I'm sorry. How he kept his people working through the pandemic, because it's so to have these skills is beginning to die out. And to make them commercial anymore is a problem.
Great. We'll pick you up again.
Good.
Wow. T-shirts around it.
Okay,
Looks
just
like
is so
that's super wow. I mean,
That's not Sashiko.
I mean. but-
And so, speaking of Sashiko, I also have a. Going back to my, since we talked about Sashiko. Since we talked about Sashiko, this is another Nuno fabric that is industrially produced at Nuno. Well, actually, it may not be quite industrial. It's could possibly be like in a shop where weaving was done, but now it's done on a larger scale. And it's an imitation of Sashiko. So it's linen, and it's kind of a modern application of the traditional idea.
Okay, so I passed this one, combined katazome and stitching.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a sample to see.
You want to talk about the couples only over there?
Oh, yeah,
Just
yeah.
mention it anyway. Actually, here's two little samples that can pass around. Cause they show the back.
Okay, so I have to invite Joe Marsha to do this because I'm not a katazome person. And it's interesting when you go to antique store, the owner explains, this is this and this is that. And sometimes they say the pattern in front go through completely in the backside is really strong, resistant, workings, starch working. So that's have more value, Then sometimes you find intentionally you put the backside is completely closed in indigo color,
Solid blue.
Yeah. So that requires another extra process to do. So I don't know which one is which one, but this one is very casually dyed, not really.
It was given to us by Jane Austen Harris. Some of you know Jane. And it was apparently it's a large fabric, wider than kimono and it was apparently a futon cover. But let me explain katazome. Katazome is stencil printing. I don't know.
What about the stencils?
The stencils are mulberry paper with green persimmon juice, making them waterproof. And originally it was human hair that was used to make the grid to hold the small parts. It's like the hole in the donut. If you had a piece of paper with a donut with a hole in the middle and you pick up the paper, the whole of the donut stays behind. It doesn't go with the piece of paper. So the grid work is to hold the smaller pieces so that when you pick up the stencil, so you put the stencil on the cloth and use a little scraper to force rice paste through that makes the resist that keeps the lighter color, and then you pick up your stencil and go to the next one. So this is a somewhat complete stencil. And this one is for a 2-color print. So this is just one of the colors. There was a whole nother stencil that printed all the areas in the back. And this one, instead of the fiber or hair holders, it's little cutouts that hold the pieces.
Wow, and cutting those stencils.
Yes.
is A whole
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
amazing-
And there are specific tools, so there would be a tool that's exactly the size of this hole here that was used as a punch to make that one. Some of them are drawn by hand, and each of those skills is a specialized skill.
Thank you. Based on that explanation, I will share with some of the multicolor dyed. This is 2 blue and pink, maybe benibana or safflower or what is the other root? So this requires more steps to go. This is the back, this is the front. You see two blues. Some of okay, blackish blue and white and blue. This is another one.
So these are all katazome
Katazome
printed through these stencils.
Oh, boy.
here.
Yes.
Color, and so I have other things, but here so based on Lolli's explanation, I have to get my brain together and imagine how you do it. So the white place has to be starched completely.
Where the stencil
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a spot.
So, and then those dots seems like threads. This is what I heard. I never tried. So we need to make it white part so wide. You need to be, the pattern has to be connected somehow.
Yeah.
So this case, the thread and thread knots became black dots. I mean, blue dots. So this is.
So the white is where the rice paste was. And you can see a spot right here where probably is the edge of the stencil. There's a little kind of a stutter right there.
And this one, I think it's this Rami. It looks more modern, maybe printed, so you can see the difference between. What do you think?
You want to talk about the difference in the Okinawa pieces?
Maybe you have something in your mind.
In Okinawa, the katazome is backwards of how we just explained it to you. The rice paste is covering, this is not the real deal, but it gives you the idea. The rice paste is covering the background, and color is forced through the stencil to make the imagery. And I think that's how the Rami piece that's going around was made. So we send this one along.
That I didn't know.
Specifically Okinawa.
Okay.
Bingata.
Bingata, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bingata, beautiful.
So we can just send these in a lump,
Yeah.
and we gotta move on.
Yeah, okay. And then, I don't know much about these, silver.
Richard Kilday gave us
yeah.
this one,
Oh, my.
and it's, it may be Yuzen process.
I think so.
Which is a hand painting
Yeah.
done usually in urban situations. This one too is probably Suzanne,
Yeah,
Is it gold?
and it's not.
Yeah.
and then, some, I noticed some embroidery,
Talk about the sleeves.
young lady kimono.
Yes.
With the
And-
really long sleeves.
Yeah.
Is this a dress-up kimono?
I think so.
Yes.
And
No,
the red,
I was pointing.
Yeah.
the red side is, red was,
Red was. Is there any meaning
well,
in red?
as I heard it, you didn't wear red on the outside,
No.
but you could wear it on the inside.
Yeah.
Mostly red, many
So-
reds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You wanna talk about the Maison?
And it's.
Oh, Mason,
Mason?
you know more about
No,
Mason.
well, you're the one that told me.
Mason, Mason is the warp setting, the technique that it is like some of the South America weaving, no. Wait a minute. Where you traveled.
Central-
No,
Rebecca,
Central, yeah.
so that means ikat.
Yeah, ikat, but it's already set. The design is already set, and work is set. So the pattern is already there on the loom,
On the work,
on the work, and then you just go,
back and forth.
So
Yeah.
it's warp ikat is what.
Yeah, I think it was.
Only in the warp, not in the web.
Yeah, basically that is the concept. Okay, this is the.
You want this one too?
This is also Mason. Yeah. Mason is, I think, Taisho era, early 1900. I can be, my mother's era. But the problem is Mason, I don't know, maybe that is not a good grade. It's sometimes warp and weft doesn't match, the weight of thread doesn't match, and it started shredding. Okay, so this Mason.
So Mari, is there any significance in the length of the sleeve to a kimono? Short or long or anything?
No, we have no sleeve, so the nashi no sleeve for work,
Friend the camera.
Sorry, thank you. No sleeve thing. So, but the tailor always see, this is short just because my grandmother was short. So, and then there is a different type of sleeves, when it's working clothes, you just fold the corner and make this angle, like
Yeah.
this. Or really, tepposode is really narrow sleeves. Yeah, so that's what the occasion. But the sleeve length, like this,
Yeah.
it's not married young lady.
Yeah.
I'm married.
She's not
And
working.
then-
She's not working.
Oh, no, this is ladies. After you marry, it's all black. But then the decoration is here. Decoration is all around,
And the sleeve is shorter,
shorter, and then,
because you gotta cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dress in black and cook.
Yeah.
There's also the theater costume
Oh,
That-
yeah, no.
where those sleeves
Oh.
are longer than the arms.
Yeah.
In
Which
some
one?
cases.
For the
Yeah.
performance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a costume.
Yeah,
Yes.
But then again, that's samurai era, Edo, those guys has.
oh, I
Have
know
you
about that.
ever,
Yeah,
seen that? long.
Those were the ones the
Pants.
samurai didn't trust.
Yeah.
And he would have them wear those into his presence
Oh.
so that they couldn't walk easily.
Escape.
Yeah, so I think those guys kimono has
Yeah.
really
They were
wide.
hindered by their clothing.
Yeah, okay, wow.
Okay, what about this sleeve?
Yeah, I think this is made, this is a typical working jacket. See?
Oh,
It's,
yeah, well, it's already
Yeah.
made into that angle.
Yeah. So you fold this corner inside. And then more practical use.
Since we're talking about kimono, would you talk about this one?
Oh, this one,
Very heavy.
this is more, this is,
Somebody married.
this, you know, house,
Yeah.
house
kimono.
where, yeah. I found those at my how to say my grandfather's box, and it depends on region. Maybe comes from colder region like Tohoku,
It's
and
very heavy, so I'm just gonna hang it and you'll have to come and.
2 layers. And then
It's like a bathrobe, eh?
Yeah.
and many times this type of kimono, it is stuffed silk cotton inside, really fluffy, like down jacket, because we didn't have major heating system.
Here.
Oh, good.
my.
Can that
Oh,
one,
yeah,
that one
yeah.
can go around?
This
maybe?
came from Sonia.
Oh,
It's
a house, a house kimono.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks like it.
Adrian, can you pass it to friend Mari so she can show it to the camera?
It's stuffed.
Wow, that looks nice and cozy.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Is it, Sonia?
So
You wear that?
this fun kimono, I can tell about fabric, wool. What do you call this in English?
It's a wool crepe.
Crepe. We name different way. We call merins. This is a modern fun thing. I consider, maybe I'm wrong, but I consider this fabric is like winter's inner layer of kimono.
Yeah. Because it's so, it has so many colors going on too. Is that part of the deal?
Just because I found it in my family's, tansu, it's always in inner layer kimono for colder season. And I think somebody made that fabric for fashion theme.
This one came from Emiko.
See,
It
because of
came in,
this.
it came in a bale of kimono.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
can get
this
them
is-
for about $7 in the marketplaces.
Bales of kimono?
In some marketplaces, you can buy a kimono for $7.
Oh, gee.
This is print, and I like that.
Challis, that's what I meant to say. It's wool challis.
Oh.
Okay, we didn't do ikat, huh?
Yes, now it's ikat.
Okay. Ooh, lots of ikat.
And
Okay,
Adrian's got a bunch too.
okay, well,
And Adrian's got some great katazome examples over on the table there
Okay.
too.
I will talk about more about this bast fiber thing. This is Rami, and then we have, I raised objection. The origin of this fabric, I just learned from the book that could be Shiga Prefecture, made in Shiga Prefecture. It's a typical pattern and color of that region.
What do
So
you think the color is from? Is it mud?
kakishibu. Yeah, sometimes some kind of, or well, yeah, mud mordant, like more like acid.
Iron.
No,
what-
iron,
yeah,
iron, yeah,
iron.
iron thing. Brown is easy. We have lots of acorn type of things to dye. Yeah, tannin, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not specialized in ikat, so just show you ikat pattern.
So quick words about ikat. In Japan, it's done 3 different ways. It can be all in the warp direction, or all in the weft direction, or in many cases in both directions. So where you see the white here, it's been dyed not, it's been tied not to dye, so that it leaves the color of the natural fabric behind. And then the sort of half-tone blue is weft in that example, I think.
There's also 2 ways of creating the resist. One of them is to stretch the warp and tie a resist onto it. Another way to create a resist is to actually weave a fabric. Is to actually weave the fabric and dye it in such a way that the interlacement creates a resist. Then you unweave it and you reweave it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I looked for that and I could not find a stitch of it.
Yeah.
anywhere.
When I went to Miyako Island, they do that because the base is all I didn't bring Miyako thing. Miyako Jofu. It's all small pattern, but you know, geometric. You step back, you can see the pattern kind of. And they actually make like rag, they call rag, and then small pattern, they calculate, there's engineer and calculate all the pattern and weave first with the cotton and dye heavily and then unweave it. So that is, that represent the pattern of what you want on weft. Yeah, warp you can stretch and then tie dye, but the weft, you know, it's so more complicated, so you have to do that. Okay, so man's kimono. I love man's kimono. These are I think also mud related. Maybe not mud dye, but hey, I don't know.
Little bitty tiny ikat
Yeah.
in both directions.
Shoot.
We gotta pick up the pace, Mari.
Huh?
Okay, so
This is what I asked you.
All mud related fabric, we say sometimes Doro Oshima, you know, Oshima Islands. Maybe you already read New York Times featured, you know, the story that wartime they hide their warp in the mud so that it doesn't, you know, stolen or damaged. And then it became like certain color depending on the dye, you know, material. So this is one of the ikat.
oh my,
The,
wow.
they I'd say with the history, they know how to calculate the pattern. So it, yeah. So
Done without a calculator.
yeah.
I know.
This is a easy, this is only, this is a modern, only one ikat. And this, and this.
Yeah.
We're getting it. This is Mrs. Morgan's shopping.
Yeah.
And this is a man's kimono. It's my, I think this is my grandfather's kimono.
Right.
It's same type of dye.
The inside is lovely. Yeah, just look at this
Mm-hmm.
color.
Maybe not.
Hello.
And this is given from my Okinawa friends, maybe some somewhere southern island, maybe Oshima.
This one came from Eleanor,
It
And-
actually came from my daughter who found it in the thrift shop.
and this is Ikasuri.
Oh, yeah.
It's web
Yeah, yeah.
making an image of a turtle and
I think
What's that?
this is a happiness with the fans,
uh-huh.
Japanese fan. Yeah,
And the turtle is a long life thing.
yeah, longevity.
Yeah. Very nice example of weft ika.
Okay, so too many. And then
Do you want to talk about the white kimono?
this is also like, I wrote this one, it's like, drawing,
Mhm.
you know, it's this.
Use it.
Yeah, you know, Nihonga,
painting.
Japanese painting is originally painted on silk fabric. That is the fact. And so that is, you know, more natural, maybe making kimono with some kind of drawing.
Okay,
This
these
is
guys.
another. Okay, farming clothes, farmers clothes. Monpe,
Okay.
Monpe,
Okay.
thank you.
Get all that out of your lap.
Nice, I like
Sorry,
Monpe.
Zoomers, you don't get to see this. So stand in place. Mompe.
Monpe,
Yeah.
okay.
With more
Mon-
colors. Yes, there's another pair over there.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
3 colors, yeah,
Yeah,
relatively modern Monpe.
yes.
And so I found my attic in Japan that you have maybe yukata first, I mean the night pajama type of kimono. And then when it's one whole, then they take it out, make diapers or a big fabric, make it.
Boro.
No, not
Not
meant,
borrow?
of course.
Uh-huh.
It's make it square again, so that you can cover something or wrapping things. So never, you know, thrown away. And this is maybe one of those, you know, made for something, and then okay, now it's working clothes.
Yeah.
You know, this is one pattern. This is more modern pattern, but now it comes to a fashion thing. This is original pants design in Japan. No button, no zipper, nothing. This is like this. Just tie it on. Yeah, it's open. Here, it's open.
What's the fiber?
This is Remy. Somebody, you know, with the sewing machine, somebody made for fashion reason. But this is the original farmer's clothes. And so Monpe is a new version of pants design.
Mari, 2-minute warning.
Okay, okay. I think that's it. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a vegetable. We have this everywhere that like
Eleanor's
Eleanor
got one
wearing.
of those as well.
Nagano Prefecture something. It tells all the, you know, publicity. This is a vegetable merchant
With the address.
address or not
phone number.
Phone.